Armchair commanders, we call the shots. From our living room thrones where the action's hot. We're the generals of fiction, the masters of war. In silver screen battles with buttered popcorn. Armchair commanders, armchair commanders.
We're something.
Where do the deer and the antelope work?
What do you mean?
Like, on the range is where they play, so presumably the prairie. Where do they work?
They don't. They're a bunch of freeloaders.
Ah, communist.
Anyways, welcome to the Armchair Commanders podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Jack.
And this week, we are reviewing Apocalypto.
Mm-hmm. Damn right we are.
This movie's been on our, it was one of the original movies on our list. And granted, our original list started with 100 films. But this was one of those, I know. But it's been here since the beginning, and it's one of those, it kind of pushes the boundaries of a war movie a little bit, but it's also such a, unique topic.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of Mesoamerica indigenous people films that I'm aware of. But maybe that's just because I'm uncultured.
And from Mel Gibson, of all people.
Yeah. Mel Gibson, what a great director's choice.
Yeah, he's a character. This was in the 6 months after his tirade this was released.
The smearing himself with poop and yelling at people.
No, my nipples hurt when I twist them.
Oh, Mel Gibson, my savior, my Fuhrer.
The Mel Gibson fan club.
Mel Gibson had a lot of potential during this time period, because I don't remember, did this come out before or after Passion?
I think this was after.
Passion of the Cristo. Okay, that came out. Passion came out in 2004. This came out in 2006. So he did two films that it broke the mold, because it's not necessarily breaking the mold to be we're going to do a foreign language film. What he was doing, though, was he was doing foreign language films of very unique or limited use languages and media. So Passion of the Christ, that was done in Aramaic, which that was that was a kind of a holy shit, how innovative is he? And then he does this, which was in the original, or as close to the original, indigenous Mayan dialect. And it's like I said, he had a lot of brownie points he could have been earning doing this, and he really kind of blew it by still writing it to be kind of stupid. I did not realize that this was a Mel Gibson film until about 30 minutes into it. And I was like, man, there's so much it's such gratuitous violence. Who the fuck made this?
Man, that's the way that were back in the day.
Yeah, Miranda got up and left after the pig hunting scene.
That's my goal for every movie, don't you know?
Is to get Miranda to leave.
Yes. I'm teaching the controversy, Jonathan.
So do we want to just like address the controversy with this film like right off the bat, like our favorite topic of addressing the elephant in the room?
Yeah, go for it.
So I honestly don't even know where on the fence to even sit with this. So when I was watching this movie, I was like, oh, people definitely had to have taken some issue with this because something like watching the film, something wasn't like, jiving with me. Like it was kind of off. And so I looked it up, and the the biggest complaints was one, the depictions of human sacrifice, and basically like experts regarding the subject were like, the way they depicted human sacrifice in this film is more closely associated with like the Aztecs and um all that. And then like the film ends, like, spoiler alert, the film ends with the fucking Spanish showing up, like, and basically the way that the popular or critical reception to that was like, oh, look at how savage these people were to each other before the white man even showed up. So like in the grand scheme of things, like the white guys aren't all that terrible. And
But at the other end of things, I'm not playing devil's advocate by any means. The apocalypse in the film is about colonialism and its impending effects on the empire. Like those two guys chasing down our hero Jaguar's paw at the end.
which, by the way, dope fucking name.
Yeah, right. What did he have to do to earn that name? I wonder. But my God, what a fucking badass. Anyway, they chase him down to the beach. They're right about to kill his ass, and then they like look on in horror on the ships and the Spanish coming in their little rowboats, and it's treated as like a horrifying event for them. Like they realize what this means almost, and
Yeah,
then
that's the
this
thing
this isn't their
with.
first encounter with the Spanish. It can't be because that girl earlier was dying of smallpox.
Yeah. So like I had to do some like looking up, and let me go ahead and preface this. So like I read the critical reviews of it and like the major complaints from experts and all that. And something about this film didn't feel right to me, but also something about the way that the critics complained about this film didn't. I was like, yeah, that kind of tracks because it's Mel Gibson. He's going to be kind of a insensitive asshole. Um, but I was like, this is going to sound really stupid and really pretentious. Um, so I will say, I am not an expert on Mesoamerica. I do subscribe to Mesoamerica dank memes on Reddit.
Dank pre-Columbian memes.
Yeah, dank pre
That
dank
shit.
pre.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
shit kills me.
I love that page, even though I only get maybe like a quarter of the jokes. So yeah, this subject not my forte. It's not really something I've not spent really any time with it. And I'm going to pull the typical like white dude response here, which is I took a vacation to Mexico once. Um but I did. Uh and when I took this trip to Mexico, like, you took a trip to Egypt not too long ago, and part of your trip to Egypt was, checking out the pyramids and checking, like, obviously you go to Egypt to check out the like ancient shit. So there's a learning component to it. Doesn't make you an expert, but knowledge is power. You learn something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so when I was in Mexico, we went to Chichen Itza, which is Mayan pyramids, ruins, all that stuff. So although I don't really know anything, I know just enough to be like, hang on, something. again, it goes back to my original feeling. I'm like, something doesn't feel right on either end of this, if we're being honest. And the first thing is like, so like the critics are complaining about the fact that they're like, oh well, like mass executions and all that wasn't really a component of Mayan civilization. I'm like, yeah, it may not have been a conveyor belt, but they were pretty about it.
Yeah,
Like,
the Mayans absolutely did sacrifice people, but
oh yeah,
the quantity
so
and manner of which they did it.
they did it to an extent that at Chichen Itza, like in one of their like buildings of like, oh, when we were like like, you know, here's our like our museum about how we excavated this place. Um, they have this giant like fucking claw, like, you know, Toy Story, the claw.
The
Um,
claw.
it's this giant metal claw that they like went to like a local cenote, which is, you know, a pond, lake, what
Yeah,
have
deep
you.
underwater hole.
Right. And so they basically threw this claw into the cenote and they started pulling out skeletons. And it was like a ridiculous amount of skeletons. And so, yeah, like they did it. And the other thing, too, is like when we were at Chichen Itza, you know, we did a like a guided thing because, you know, I don't know shit about it. So what good is it to go explore, you know, ancient ruins if I don't know shit about it?
Yeah.
You know, um, and it's like I definitely understand like the part of like Aztec and Mayan culture that leads into this being like a war film is, you know, their camp gets raided, they get taken prisoner for the express purpose of essentially being sacrifices, which that it did
Or
happen,
slavery.
right? Or slavery. Um, but when you're there, if you remember from the movie El Dorado, terrific animated film, you know that little ball game with like the hoop and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the common misconception is that like, oh, the losers get sacrificed, and like when we were there, our guide like it was like his thing. He's like he wanted us to know. It's like no, only the winners get sacrificed, and we're like, okay, like to him it was like a very important distinction to be made. He's like,
It
why
probably
would
is. It really
yeah.
is.
Well, the point is like, why would we sacrifice a bunch of losers to the gods? Like, we want to like appease them and, you know, make a true offering to them. So
Yeah, it
why
was an
would we
honor.
not offer the best to the gods? I'm like, huh, that actually kind of like in a fucked up way that tracks, you know?
And I'm sure the winners saw it as an honor, right? Or else they
Oh,
wouldn't even play. Or
absolutely. So it's
yeah.
one of those like it's a society where sacrifice isn't necessarily 100% like a punishment or something you want to avoid.
So
So I
I'm
look, there I absolutely have no doubt in my mind that Mel Gibson did the sacrifice thing incorrectly. I just don't know to what degree or how.
right. But I was getting to that. There's what's the word? There's a trope for this common criticism. It's called Maya Inca tech, where Hollywood and creators just put Maya, Incas, and Aztecs in a fucked up blender, and then they make a story around the result, right?
Yeah, they're just going for that aesthetic and they don't really care about the like cultural differences.
Yeah. But
But go continuing on with like the sacrifice thing. So our main character, Jaguar Paw, like he's in this village, which, you know, that also tracks that there would be smaller subgroups within the society. But there's no way you're going to tell me like because they're as they're being transported after their raid to the main city, they're like, "Oh, I forget exactly how it was phrased, but essentially they're like, "Oh, I hear people don't come back from the city." Like basically they know that they're going to die, but they're like, "We don't know." They're like something nefarious is afoot, but they're not sure what. And it's like even being like an indigenous early civilization, there's no way you're going to tell me that this little pocket of people are completely blind or inept to like essentially New York City and what they're doing.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's not Facebook, but I guarantee word travels.
Yeah, even in those days.
But again, I don't know shit about this subject, but
So, yeah, if I may let my nerd flag fly for a second, one of the
fly it.
campaigns for. Actually, have you ever played Medieval Total War 2?
No, but I have it on Steam.
Well, you should. One of the DLC is the New World, and you can play as like the Aztecs or the Mayas. And my God, I think the Aztecs may be one of my favorite armies. They have no cavalry, they have low technology, but they
Can
never
you
run in battle.
can you research death whistles?
I hope. I don't remember, but and like the options for POWs after a battle, you can release them, ransom them, or kill them.
Yeah, in Assassin's Creed, I always killed the sailors.
But yeah, you can release them, ransom them, or sacrifice them.
Ooh,
And, and if you like hover over the thing, it gives like a voice line of, "If you release us, we'll be forever grateful and we will go home." And ransom, it's like, "Oh yes, that's very reasonable. I'm sure they'll pay for me." And then sacrifices, "So be it. If I may be sacrificed to the god, then I will allow it." Like that is fucking hardcore.
fucking metal.
Like they take it like a man. The fucking Spaniards plead for their life.
Ah, please don't sacrifice me to your heathen god.
Too late.
Jesus is not going to be amenable to this.
Can't expect God to sort them all out.
Yeah. Um. So kind of going into our made this really only has like one. This movie is weird for me because like it starts off and it's like, oh yeah, this is a war movie because it starts off with like the major city Mayans raiding a smaller camp of Mayans, and it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be early civilization warfare, like they're torching huts, and it's very like Stone Club upside the temple, and it's like, yeah, this is fucking metal.
Yeah.
Um, and then it's like kind of POW film for a little bit while they're doing their like travel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I did not expect it to do was take a turn into Mayan Rambo.
Juan Wick.
Just I love that the little smallpox child was like, "Beware the jaguar." Um, and then like, all of a sudden he escapes. They start chasing him, and he like poison frog darts a dude, and then like
Throws a
sneakily
fucking beehive at him.
throws a beehive at them, like jumps off a fucking waterfall, like all this shit. My favorite death by and far was at the end where it's like the pig trap that we saw at the very beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow like they reset it and then it just never got tripped again for however long a period of time that this occurs. And as
Chekhov's pig trap.
yeah, and like the main air quote baddie who's chasing him trips it and dies via pig spear Viet Cong trap.
See, my interpretation of that is they had set it before the movie even began as a secondary trap. And this guy's
Oh,
just
so
such a
not it
badass
wasn't
hunter. He remembered exactly where it was.
I love the jump scare with the jaguar. Like the actual
my
jaguar,
favorite
not the character.
my favorite is the Muppet Jaguar they pretended to kill.
Oh, it looked like fucking. It looked like fucking. What was the
Sesame
name?
Street.
What was the name of the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Salem.
Yeah, it looked like the Salem puppet from that TV show. It just starts mauling a dude like it's like a fucking hand puppet.
I would like if I was one of those actors, I would not be able to keep it together. Just the fact that we're fucking killing a Muppet.
It's just like blood packet squibs just going off everywhere.
I was really expecting it to start flailing around like Kermit going.
Just waving his arms everywhere like a wacky inflatable tube guy.
Oh my god.
That was probably the best moment of that entire fucking film for me.
That was beautiful.
Not to
That
mention,
that alone should have gotten like fucking film of the year.
Not to mention, I had Boo in my lap when I was watching this movie, and I was like, and he like perked up when he heard the fucking jaguar. I'm like, oh look, Boo, it's your cousin.
It's your ancestor. But
look how far you've fallen.
Speaking of which, apparently it was around the time this movie came out. There's a meme in Mexico. I don't remember what it is in Spanish, but it basically translates to "my ancestors meeting my ancestors," and it's the scene of the Spanish rolling up on them. And apparently, this movie is like really popular in Mexico.
I'm sure it is because
obviously they have issues with the whole Maya, Inca, Aztec thing, but
yeah. But again, this is not real. Like this is not a subject Hollywood really touches. And again, going back to my earlier point, like Mel Gibson had something with this, like, let me use these original languages. And the fact that he just went batshit crazy kind of ruined it. Like, could you imagine, imagine if Mel Gibson did like a Beowulf film, but everybody did it in Old English?
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that like you'd still have to subtitle it, obviously, but that'd be such an interesting concept. Plus, it would make Miranda feel so vindicated because anytime we talk about like books we had to read in high school or college, like the first thing she always says is like, "Yeah, well, in my English lit class, I had to read Beowulf in the original English." And I'm like, I don't. How is that a? How do you even understand that? Like.
And I thought Shakespeare was bad.
It's okay. I give her so much shit because she's never read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Well, I haven't either.
Oh my.
I just don't see how it's relevant. So also get this, we didn't watch we didn't read Great Gatsby, but we watched the 70s movie about it.
That's fine. Great Gatsby fucking sucks a dick.
Hey, fuck you. I love Great Gatsby.
Why don't you read a real book?
That's what I gotta say about that.
Read a real book.
Speaking of real book, we actually did in middle school. The Outsiders, Ponyboy Curtis. Stay golden, Ponyboy dies. Don't you fucking ignore me. I know you've read it.
I did. I'm sorry. I just got a text message.
From who?
The wife.
Oh, am I not important enough for you?
No, you're not, actually.
Well, what's it about? Oh, I miss you, honey. Oh, I love you so much.
No, she was like, hey, what was that loud thumping noise? And I'm like, oh, that's just me punching the table because Jack hasn't read a book.
Why would I read books?
I don't know. Something about working for a library kind of makes me assume things.
You know what? You know what they say about assuming? It makes an ass out of you and me. Get
What
it?
happens to the ing?
Fuck you. That's what.
Okay. Um, going back to my expansive knowledge of this subject that I gained from my 1-day excursion when I was at an all-inclusive resort, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to go check out pyramids," because that's the kind of guy I am. Like, Miranda and I go to Mexico for a week to an all-inclusive place, like solely for the purpose of just getting trashed. You know, sitting on the beach, get trashed every day, and
Hell yeah.
my dumbass, like middle of the week, like is like, you know what sounds fun? Driving 2 hours away to go see pyramids. And she kind of reluctantly went, but then after the fact, she's like, man, that was really awesome. And I'm like, hell yeah, vindicated. Anyways, the thing that really bugged me in this film was the climax of Jaguar Paw basically gets put onto the altar to be sacrificed, like half a second away from, getting his shit ripped out.
Yep.
And then the eclipse occurs, and they're like, oh, the gods are appeased. We don't need to sacrifice him. My major beef with this is that, and granted, the whole like 2020 or not 2020, the 2012 conspiracy with the Mayan calendar and all that shit was after this film. But if we recall, everybody's like, oh, the end of the world is coming because the Mayans, who are super good at astronomy, made this calendar, and the last day of the calendar is on this date, right?
Yeah, the long count.
And when you go to Chichen Itza, it's actually like a major deal that, like, something, I want to say like 2 or 3 times a year, it corresponds, I think, with like the equinoxes.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. Anyways, on an astronomy event day that happens a couple times a year, the pyramid is placed in such a way that a shadow of a dragon figure, like, gets cast across the steps of the pyramid, and it lines up with these astronomy events.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, you can look up the pictures. Like, that's like the peak days that people will go and visit this thing, because it's a limited kind of phenomenon. But that just goes to show, like, how for being, you know an early civilization, they had fucking astronomy locked down. Like, they understood that shit.
Mm-hmm. It's really impressive.
So the idea that an eclipse would just like randomly surprise them is completely asinine.
Oh shit, we fucked up the count.
I just it is a stupid plot point.
But yeah, how lucky for Jaguars, Pa, huh?
Like, it would have made more sense if like a jaguar came up and like mauled the Mayan king, and they're like, oh, well, I guess this guy has the power of the jaguar with him. I don't know. Don't
Can
you
we talk
know?
about his
Don't you
bad
know that's
friend?
Mayan Rambo?
Yeah. Mm. What I was gonna say before I stuffed my fat goddamn face with pecan pie. Mm.
Pecan.
Pecan pie.
Pecker.
Anyway, I can we talk for a second about his fat friend Blunt?
Sure.
Yeah, he was the butt monkey of the friend group. The one at the end where they trick into eat, or the one in the beginning who they trick into eating tapered nuts. And then that old man gives him like some fertility potion, but apparently it's just chili powder, and he spreads it on his balls and dick.
You're supposed to eat it, not. Man, that's got to have been a lot of pressure, like to come back and like your mother-in-law is like, impregnate my daughter. I need a grandchild.
It hits you.
Why aren't you more of a man? Now go rub this chili pepper on your dick.
You know, I'm sure if this was in this movie was in the hands of a less competent director, that character would be played by Jonah Hill or something.
Oh, absolutely. My first thought when I saw like like he's like running around because his crotch is on fire, and then he like sits his ass in a water basin because why not? You know, because it's a cartoon.
We were gonna drink from that.
Right. I was like, man, if that was like today, like that would be the origin story for like a school shooter or something.
If you trick me into putting chili powder in my nuts, I'm never letting you all see my face again.
Oh, if that happens, it's like I'm gonna cut you.
Yeah, people are gonna die. And then he like threatens the old man, like, one of these days, old man. And then it was the next day.
Everybody dies.
But what a bro! Like, he gets, I think he gets the spear thrown through him or an arrow through him, and right when Jaguar's paw is about to get executed, he like catches that guy's foot. Then he himself gets killed, but it gives Jaguar's paw some time to get away. Man.
Do you know that apparently there is still a Mayan temple called Temple of the Great Jaguar?
Really?
Yeah.
Do they worship the Great Jaguar?
Probably. It's in Guatemala. Anyways. I went to the big one. It's a UNESCO heritage site.
Sweet. Are you going to Egypt next? I'd recommend it.
No. I'm not going to Egypt.
Why
I would
not?
like to someday, but because it's expensive.
Yeah, but you get to feel like a pharaoh.
Dude, I like so we're taking a trip to Philadelphia for the 250th 4th of July, and the idea of traveling with an infant, even just within this country, kind of makes me suicidal.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're thinking of hurting yourself, seek help. It's okay. There's always tomorrow.
I think 988 is the crisis line for that, right?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so trying to get a fucking passport for an infant to go to fucking Egypt? Hell no.
What? Come on, you gotta get it stamped. What's the point of not using it then? But speaking of which,
I mean, not unless I can get like a babysitter or something, but I feel like you don't get a babysitter for a week for like a less than 1-year-old.
I'll get Claire to do it.
That's actually our plan is like, I'm just going to buy a ticket for her to join us for 4th of July. So.
Speaking of which, what are you drinking this evening?
We weren't even speaking of alcohol, but thank you for asking.
Well, we were talking about siblings, which makes me want to drink sometimes.
Oh, I'm an only child.
Yeah, it shows, bitch.
Sorry. I was drinking wine, but now I have no wine. Some good Stella Rosa blueberry.
I'm drinking an ancient Aztec beverage, Shiner Bock, from the far off land of Texas.
Tejas.
Tejas.
Oh man. You know what's hilarious to me is like going back to like taking my little vacation to Mexico is somehow like granted, racism exists everywhere in all shapes and forms and whatnot, but like so we get there and like we have like a room suite thing that's like ground level that's like next to a lazy river. Pretty fucking dope. But like our patio like is next to like you can hear other people on their own patios basically. And there's this dude who like in a very deep southern draw is like Tecate, get that shit out of here. And I was like, how are you? It's an interesting choice to be racist towards Hispanic people while you're taking a vacation to Mexico.
It's fucking audacious for sure.
He said some, and you might say, well, not liking Tecate, that's not necessarily racist. He said other things, I assure you, but nothing I'm going to say here. But I was like, yeah, how do you choose Mexico as your vacation spot when you have a beef with people from there?
Yeah, just rude. Fucking rude.
I, for one, had a splendid time.
Ooh, what would your ancient weapon of choice be?
My ancient weapon of choice, like, define ancient.
What the fuck do you mean define ancient? Like before the
Well,
modern era, John?
are we Stone Age, Bronze Age, like
Before medieval era, let's say.
okay?
Or at least this movie's technology level. What the fuck ever.
I would probably go with. Ooh, you know that weapon the Maori had that was like that essentially was like a 2x4 with fucking shark teeth like taped to it?
Kind of.
That would be my weapon.
Uh Whatever that Aztec whooping stick with that it was like a cricket bat with obsidian teeth that could was a mean motherfucker. Hell, some of the weapons in this film look pretty tight. Maybe I'd be the spear. Ooh, spear is just ubiquitous.
That like
Arguably the most mass-produced weapon in history.
that like jade obsidian knife was fucking dope as hell.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Obsidian whooping stick. AI overview. An obsidian whooping stick is not a specific item. It's a user-made query combining two distinct concepts. Fucking. It is. I'm not talking about the fishing rods, you fucking idiot.
Oh, speaking of AI, I watched an amazing video today. Um, have you ever heard of a guy called Eddie? I think it's Burraker.
Oh,
Eddie.
no, I haven't.
No, Eddie Burback. My bad.
I have not.
Anyways, he does like he'll do a couple of videos every year, but each video he does is like an hour plus long, and it's always like a different topic. Like one time he did an experiment. He's like, "What if I watched Morbius every day for a month
Oh God.
and go to the same movie theater and see how long it takes for people to catch on?"
Oh my God.
Anyways, he just did a video about AI, and essentially he's like, I am going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to assume the role of someone who has like a little bit of like delusions of grandeur and then a little bit of paranoia. And so he starts talking to this AI and it was like, I was the smartest baby of 1996. And at first, AI was like, it's an interesting thought. We can't really prove that, but I'm glad you have self confidence and all that. Like, but eventually, just continuing the same conversation with AI, the AI eventually just agreed with him. It's like, yeah, you were the smartest baby of 1996. Um, and essentially it led him down this giant rabbit hole of like, essentially AI fed into like paranoia and all this shit where it's like you need to seclude yourself like in the desert so that people don't watch you while you like uncover your genius. And like, you know what you need to do? You need to eat baby food because that was when you had your peak intelligence and you're trying to recapture that, all this shit. Um Fantastic watch. I highly recommend it. But it's like
Wild.
it's scary where it's like somebody with true legit like mental health issues. Oh boy, if they like got onto ChatGPT or something, like it could turn bad really quickly.
Yeah, and there's already been questions about quote unquote AI psychosis.
I think it's a really interesting concept, and like with Miranda being a therapist and everything, like she did like a play by play of it with me, like explaining shit, and I was like, holy fuck, this is scary.
Yeah. The genie's out of the bottle, my friend. Genie's out of the bottle.
You know what's not out of the bottle? Jaguar
What?
Jaguar's Paw's wife being stuck in a cave.
And giving birth in a flooding cave.
You know
Badass.
what? Granted, maybe she doesn't know how to swim, but here's my thing. Um, the whole cave flooding thing, it's not an issue if you just swim.
You know, that's what I was thinking, but it's also cold as fuck.
Yeah, and she
And
also gave birth.
yeah, so she's
She
presumably
like
bleeding
one hand
still.
palmed her baby out of her nether regions.
What a badass. Yeah. It's too bad that kid might die of smallpox in a couple years.
Yeah. What was kind of metal was seeing them do the like the ant suture
Oh,
like
yep.
scene.
Historically accurate, too.
I was like, wow, this is like the most accurate thing in this film. But I love how he's like, we're going to get you away from this raid. Go hide in this hole, and now you're stuck down here.
Well, I mean, he had that little rope they could use to climb out, but that one asshole cut it.
It's a good thing he escaped. Could you imagine just dying because you got left in a hole?
Yeah, that's where I thought it was going, honestly, for a bit.
It was genuinely like such a boring, like it felt like a B plot to a King of the Hill episode, and it just nothing was happening with it.
What? Yeah, the episode where Peggy was left in a hole after Durndal County raided Arlen.
It's like the episode where Peggy and Luann get stuck at a like a truck stop.
Yeah, because they have no insurance.
We're going to raid the vending machines.
They just fucking smack into it.
Mm. Do you have anything else you would like to touch on for this film?
Man, and yeah, that scene with the quicksand and him slowly clawing his way out, and he's just covered head to toe in black sludge. And for those of you paying attention, he looked like a jaguar. Ooh.
The prophecy foretold.
Yeah, and that's when he hikes up his man thong, man pants thing and starts hunting them.
Man, this was such a progressive society. Everybody had piercings and tattoos.
What?
Bless you.
Thanks.
I said this was such a progressive society. Everybody had piercings and tattoos and
Yeah, and fun.
brandings.
And such unique haircuts. And man, the way they raped and enslaved women was so progressive.
They were about the free the nipple movement before Instagram was even a thing.
God bless him. But yeah, it's kind of a
I don't know.
bittersweet ending, you know, where they look out at this arriving Spanish. What's her face says, "Well, let's go to them. You know, they're probably safe, right?" And he's like, "No, let's go into the jungle."
I don't blame him. After his little
Yeah,
ordeal, I would also be like, fuck every person everywhere.
yeah, he's had enough.
Also, what's the over under on him like making it through the year after that fucking spear destroyed his kidney?
Yeah, this he gets shot in the chest with an arrow, gets fucking gutted by a spear, and then he's just walking around like nobody's business at the end, like nothing happened.
Man, those ant sutures do a number.
I don't even think he used an ant suture. Like, do you see him like strip the bark with his teeth, and then it cut away, but it looked like he was about to sew up his wound.
Hmm. You know what
Thank God it
was
didn't hit
pretty
anything important.
that dude, what he really needed is some of that armor that our main antagonist was wearing. Like, I know I sent you a text message, but that was pretty fucking metal to have like armor made out of the jawbones of your enemy.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't fuck with him.
But then he met his fate at the end of a pig trap.
Yeah. Chekhov's pig trap. Bet you forgot about that, didn't you?
I think it's about time we rate this thing, and I already know what you want for the rating.
Yes, you are correct. So 1 to 5 pig balls. Let's hear it.
Uh, I'm going to give this 2 pig balls. It's look, it's an interesting premise, but there's just so much where it's like one, the gratuitous violence, and then two, the fucking sock puppet jaguar, and like the shit where there's obviously things wrong with the interpretation of like Mayan people. It's just there's a lot of things going on with it. Really interesting concept. I love the like use of the Mayan language, but kind of a meh film for me.
Well, I'd give this about 3 pig balls, and the other one is slightly damaged, but it's fine because you can just cook it anyway, and it still be passable.
Nothing
Yeah,
like a Yucatan oyster.
yeah, Yucatan oyster. But for those of you that haven't tried it, I definitely recommend Rocky Mountain oysters.
They're not that bad actually.
They're a fucking delicacy where I'm from.
Okay, they're not a delicacy, but they're not bad. Like
It's how you
you just gotta get out of your head about it.
it's how you achieve manhood of the animal that you've eaten.
I don't know. I the first time I ever had Rocky Mountain oysters was in the typical fashion, which was somebody tricked me. So, but then at one point in my first responder life of being a firefighter and shit, we had this like little hazing deal where if you were like the newest person, there was like a Mexican place we really like to eat at. And essentially it was like, you're the new guy. You don't get to order what you want from the Mexican place until you have a cabeza taco, which is a cow brain taco.
Hell yeah.
So
How'd
I've
it
also,
taste?
it was fine. I mean, it was a little rubbery, but
I would
I don't
try
know if,
one hell.
yeah. And the thing is there's so many, there's so many spices put into it that like, it just tastes like the spices they put into it.
Uh, I mean, I'm sure they have to.
I don't know. Now, cow brain, there's a delicacy. But like I've had Rocky Mountain oysters more than just the one time that I was tricked into it. Like they're fine. They're not my top choice, but like I would have them.
Oh man, I haven't had them in years.
There's a steak house here in Denver. That's like my favorite place to go to, but we only get to go there like maybe like once every other year because it's like fucking expensive.
Yeah, right.
It's called the Buckhorn. Um, yeah, if you ever come out here, maybe we can go.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude.
so it's the oldest steakhouse in Denver. Um, so old, in fact, that um, Teddy Roosevelt ate there once.
Hell yeah, I gotta eat there now.
It's so old that they have a stuffed bald eagle like hanging from their ceiling, and
Back when
like
that was legal.
yeah, and literally they got grandfathered in for it. Like, well, you already have it, so they also used to have Custer's sword.
How in the hell did they get that?
Well, being like the oldest steakhouse in Denver, apparently a member of the Sioux tribe like came and there was like a meeting peace type deal. And they brought it as like a gift, and then like the sword just hung in the restaurant for like 50 some years, and then when the original owners sold the place they like took it with them,
Hmm.
and it's as far as I remember hasn't been seen since, but because typical rich people move.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite places. Super expensive, but they do like bison prime rib and like elk steaks, and my favorite is they do like a rattlesnake appetizer.
Ooh,
So
that
next time you
sounds
come out,
good.
we'll have to set a date,
Damn Skippy, we will. This place sounds amazing.
and we got to dress up in our finest blue jeans and button down shirt.
Carhartts.
It's like your church jeans. You know what I mean?
No, I don't, but it
The fuck
amuses
you
me.
don't.
No,
It's
I
like the
really don't.
church jeans, like the one pair of jeans that you don't wear out into the field.
I wear all my jeans out into the field.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Like
I do. I don't go to
it's a
church, so it
you
helps.
wear you wear your nice jeans with your fucking bolo tie and shit.
I know what I am. Do you?
Okay. No, I don't
I
anymore.
make no illusions about who I am.
Anyways,
I've
play
shown
of
up
Rotten
to
Tomatoes give this fucking movie.
anyway. So a 65% on the tomometer and a 79% on the popcorn meter. I got to go with the audience on this one.
Yeah. It's not a bad film. I just was kind of not wowed by it.
You just didn't like all the indigenous people in it.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. So, our next film, we have a guest. He's a historian from the Air Force Academy, and he's requested Flight of the Intruder, which is, as far as I can tell, like one of two or three Vietnam air war films.
Really?
Yeah. I just got done watching it today. It was interesting. I'm excited to talk about it. Plus, it's on YouTube for free.
Yay, my favorite price.
Yes. Um, that being our next film, you still have two more choices. What do you want your next choice to be?
Hmm. You know what? We'll save it for the next review.
Okay,
That and
you got to think about it.
haven't really picked one.
I found one that I can't wait to pick, and plus it'll be perfect for Christmas.
Is it?
It's
Go ahead.
it's called I believe it's called The Sacrifice, but it is a Chinese-made film about the Korean War, like the Battle of Chosun Reservoir.
Ooh, that was a gut wrencher.
I've seen one scene from it because YouTube gave me an algorithm, and I'm like, this is going to be fucking hilarious. Because there's literally a scene where it is like the most American like cowboy image you can get. Like literally is a fighter pilot wearing an eye patch and a cowboy hat while flying a Corsair, having like a mano a mano duel with this like Chinese unit.
Fuck yeah.
It's
That sounds awesome.
very reminiscent of what was the American character from Jack Boots on Whitehall.
I don't remember.
But you
I
remember
got
that
me a band
character.
of engines.
You remember the character though, and that is exactly how Americans are portrayed in this film. And I'm like, okay, we have to look at this.
Yeah, we do. Now we have to watch it.
So that'll be some. I want that to be this month at some point because winter. But
Yeah,
okay, anything else, Jack?
I do not.
All right. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. The stars do matter. If you want additional content from us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all those good places. Until next time, I've been John.
And I'm Jack.
And we will see you all later, unless we're attacked by a jaguar.
Bye.